What's going on, guys? Been a while since I made a video, so just want to let y'all know I'm still around. I haven't faded off on y'all, so just been busy doing other things, and honestly just haven't been in the mood making videos. Haven't had much things to do videos on, so thought I'd pop one on here. Hopefully soon I will be back doing videos on a weekly basis like I was. Got some changes in the works that some of y'all might be interested in, so y'all stay tuned. And but right now we're fixing to change the, remember last year I changed the front brakes on my dually. Should have went ahead and changed the back ones. So I'm fixing to change the rear ones. But I'm gonna turn y'all around and show you what I'm doing. I'm not going to change the hub. I mean the rotors. I think the rotors are still good. At least I hope they are. Yeah, there's a couple other videos on YouTube that I found to change the if you want to change the rotor. In order to do that, you got to take the whole hub off. So what we're doing today is we're just going to change the brakes. So I'm going to turn y'all around. All right, zoom y'all out here. So there's my old pickup, and what I've done is, well, the very first thing you want to do, chock your tires. That way it don't roll. Fire department, I wish I would have done a little video of some little training we done at the fire department, but it was real dark outside and I just didn't think it would pick up that well. So anyway, but what we done is actually I may throw a video in here, some training I done as far as getting certified for extrication, vehicle extrication. But what we done the other day is I got an old vehicle out here that was donated to us, and this is sort of where we train at for stuff like that when it comes to search and rescue, stuff like that, since I got all the land. But we done airbags, and there was 3 different ways that you can take if you had that wheel right there off, and then you was up underneath there and the jack collapsed on you, or well, you couldn't do it obviously, but if somebody was trapped under there, then you can do one of 3 things. You can use airbags, which from the fire department. You can use the extrication tool and put a block on the ground and then up underneath the frame or somewhere and spread the jaws, and that will raise it up enough to where you can get somebody out, hopefully. And then or the big long roof extension ladders that you see on the side of the fire trucks. You can take what we call cribbing and some blocks, put one here, and then take the ladder, put underneath there, and rest it on the cribbing, and then the ladder is going to come way back out here. So then you can take, usually you can do it one person, but take a couple people, press down on this side, and that will raise. It's not going to lift the wheels off the ground, but it will lift the suspension to where hopefully you can get somebody out. So that's what we done. But anyway, on this, climb up under here. Let me show you what I done. So I got my air jack up underneath the axle, and I raise it up, and always have you another means if that jack was to fail. So I got a jack stand right there. I got it resting on the jack stand. Most of the weight is still on the jack, and if you got soft ground, you can take a board, like a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, or something wide enough to put like a 2x8 or 10 or 12, whatever. Put that under there, that way to keep it from sinking in. So Anyway, we got that. And then we're just gonna take the wheel off. I've already got a couple off. My air compressor is not really that big. I got a bigger one, but haven't had it cranked in a little over a year or so, and plus it's sort of back in the back of the shop. If I had that, then it wouldn't be no trouble taking these off. Plus I could use a bigger air gun. But another thing that you could use, which I don't have, hopefully one day I can invest in, is one of the big 1/2-inch Milwaukee impacts. That will make it great, especially if you're doing this on the side of the road. Because if you're doing this with a like with a low range extension bar, it's gonna be tough. Anyway, I'm gonna set y'all up and let you see me finish taking the rest of the wheel off, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, well apparently I don't have enough air pressure to get these last couple off, but so I'm gonna bring out Big Bertha. Big old breaker bar. It's got a 3/4 inch end on the right here, so I just put an adapter to convert it down to a 1/2 inch, and we're gonna see if better break it off. There we go. It don't take much of this big old thing. This broke it loose and the impact wouldn't. Yeah, I got this one here, and it should be it. Alright. Get that baby out of the way, and then we'll finish taking these things off. Alright, set your lug nuts out of the way. And them things are on there pretty good. I don't know when the last time these things was taken off. Alright, let me go get a breaker bar. Alright guys, if you ever get a situation where the tire's stuck on there, can't get it off, I was trying to pry bar, but I was sticking in between the two dually parts of the wheel, but I didn't want to. My outer wheel is aluminum, and I don't want to scratch it on either side, because I may end up taking it off and putting it on the front at some point, so I don't want to scratch it. Take a big old sledgehammer and just sit there. Don't hit the rim, hit the tire. Hit it on both sides. Put some force into it, and it'll finally break loose. I need to jack it up a little bit more. Yep. Comes in handy having all these big tools. Yeah, I think the last time these wheels was taken off was whenever these tires was replaced. Old dog over there barking. She don't like being away from me. Or she don't like me being out of her sight. But, alright, well, I'm gonna look and see what I gotta do. It's first time I'm ever doing this on this truck. So I'll get back with y'all here in just a second. Alright. Alright, so what you got? You're gonna have two bolts you gotta take off, one on top, one on the bottom. They're gonna be 21 millimeter. The top one, you're gonna need a well, I don't guess it really matters, because the top one you can't get even a shallow in there, so you're gonna have to do that with a box end or open end wrench. But anyway, you got one. Hopefully y'all can see that right there on the bottom. And you got one right there on top. See if I can do it. I've already broken it loose, but I'm just going to show you. If you can't get a, which on the bottom one you can probably get an impact in here, but get my hand out of the way. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, just put your wrench on there, your socket, take your hammer, and just give it a few love taps and to break it loose. And then you're going to do the same thing on the up there. So, all right. Guys, these old short rocks ain't healthy on my knees. Maybe one of these days I can get me a shop built with a slab. Or at least get me a slab where I can pull up and do this stuff on. Alright guys, don't get carried away with this. Just a couple little love taps, that's all it takes. Just barely bump it. You don't want to damage that caliper. I really don't like the way that thing's hanging. So, open up the side box here. Give me a little 4x4 block. Raise it up. Just sit it on that. I don't like the way that was hanging on that line. Putting pressure on it. Alright. So here's my old brakes. Yeah, that's probably needing replaced. Getting close to it. So, alright, I'm going to take these off and get the new ones put back on, and I'll be with y'all in just a minute. Alright guys, what I'm doing now, just take your old brake pad and put it back in there, because you got to compress them calipers right there. You got one right here and one right here. And basically what I'm doing, I'm just taking a little clamp right here. That's basically all I got. So just pressing them down a little bit on this side, and then I go to this side. Just back and forth till you get them compressed. Because whenever you put your new brakes on there, you got to make sure that they will fit over that rotor. So, alright, I'm not going to bore y'all with that. So, but that's basically all you do is just take that clamp, make sure you got your old brake in there, or you can use a small thin piece of wood or something like that, whatever. But just compress that down. What I may have to do is, because I noticed I don't have much distance right here, so I may have to add something in there to compress it down even more. But just alternate them. This side, this side, this side, this side. Just back and forth till you get it compressed all the way. Alright. Alright guys, hope y'all can see this. Just take your, get these clips out. Hopefully your brakes came with new clips. If they didn't, then you want to save these. But just take your little, pry it open, take a little flathead screwdriver, get in there, and just pry that thing out. You got one on each side on the bottom. You got one on each side on the top. So this one's gonna be, let's see, maybe I can get that. Yeah. They got that short line right there, so you remember which way to go in. That little piece right there goes on the bottom, so you just got to sort of feed it in there. All right, I got all them done. Now I'm gonna take me some brake cleaner. Clean all this mess up. Take your rag, old shirt, whatever. Gotta wipe it down the best you can. Get all that crud out of there. Let's just set this back down. Spray me a little bit more right there because that looks a little rusty looking. So, alright, I'm gonna get my new pins and brakes and I'm gonna start putting it back together. Alright. Alright, so just take your new clips and make sure you get the right one. Going to the right place. There we go. And these things can be a little bit of a booger to get in there. Just gotta sort of maneuver it around. Alright guys, so you ready for your new brake shoes? I got gloves on because I don't want to get what's all over my hand on the actual brake pad itself. So, take a little bit of brake lubricant. Just get you a little dab on your finger. Ain't gotta be much. Don't put this on the shoe itself. Just put it on the ends right here where it meets and connects to that other little metal piece right there. And just take your shoe. Try to maneuver this thing around without damaging your line. That's the last thing you want to do. Those of you who've done this before, it probably won't be this difficult. You gotta sort of get it over that little clip right there. There we go. Alright, sort of, I really don't like the way that thing hanging, but sort of prop it there. Take your other brake, some more lubricant. Ah, got that in. I got the calipers pressed as much as they'll go, so I'm hoping all this stuff goes back on smooth. Hoping I got enough room. I'm finna find out. So I'm gonna set y'all back up. Alright guys, so ran into a little bit of trouble trying to get it back on. Not only do you got to compress the calipers right here that I was telling you about, you also got to compress, let's see here if I can, so you got one right there, you got one on top, one on the bottom. So take your two clamps, put one on top, one on bottom, or one on top, one on bottom, whatever, and see if I can get this thing set back up here. And just put one end right here, and another end right there. Just make sure your shoes are out so that way you don't hit accidentally chip your side of your shoe. But just alternate them. Tighten, tighten, tighten the bottom, tighten the top, tighten the bottom, tighten the top. Then what that will do is that will take this piece right here, push it out. Because what was happening is it was still further in this way, and so whenever I tried to put it on with the shoes on, I didn't have enough room to get it over the rotor. So just compress that out so that way, because basically you got your teeth of the shoe that sits right up in here, one on top, one on bottom. This piece right here, it was further in this way, so that means it was pushing the shoe further this way. So I had to take this piece and pull it back this way. And so now I'm gonna set y'all up, and then we're gonna put the caliper on. And guys, also what I done, I took some brake cleaner and I cleaned the outer side of the rotor the best I could on the outside. Well, all the way around on the outside, and the best I could on the inside without having to spin everything around. And when you get everything back on, you're being that you didn't disconnect any lines, you're not gonna have to bleed your brakes. So just go forward a little bit, stop, go backwards a little bit, stop, and just do that, just back and forth a little bit, and they'll self-adjust. That on there, and let's see here. Take your hammer, give it a few little love taps, tighten it up. Ow, don't hit your hand. That don't feel too good. Don't let it slip. And yes, if you want to get technical about it, you can get a torque wrench and torque it down to specs, but I don't know what torques are, so. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, first time doing this on this truck, so first time me, first time you. So anyway, the only other thing you gotta do, put the wheel on, or the wheels, put them on, and then we're just gonna do the other side. I'm not gonna video that. Pretty much the same thing. Like I said, this was a little bit of a learning experience for me because it's the first time I've ever done it on this truck. First time I've ever done it on a dually, period. Oh mate, squatting down like that, my old back's hurting. But anyway, like I said, I'm not gonna film the other side. I gotta hurry up and get that done because I got to have my truck in the morning. And then now I'm fixing to get ready to, as soon as I get this done, then gotta go take a shower real quick and then get dressed and go eat some Thanksgiving dinner. So go eat some turkey. But and guys, I hope all y'all have a good Thanksgiving. This is actually Thanksgiving morning, so, or day, whatever you want to call it, afternoon now. But yeah, just trying to get this done because like I said, I've got to have the truck in the morning. I got to go have an inspection done on the truck Sunday, and actually was gonna hold off on this, but I'll go ahead and let y'all decide what y'all think I'm fixing to get ready to do. So yesterday I went and had a DOT inspection done on the truck, and I failed. So my rear brakes failed. So that's the reason I'm having to replace them. So I gotta get this done, and I'm gonna be busy Friday and Saturday. Be busy during the day Friday, and then got another Thanksgiving supper Friday night, and then Saturday I'm gonna be busy again. So Sunday I'm going to go and have my DOT inspection done, so that way I can get it turned in Monday. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this other side done, so that way I can hurry up and get it done. Maybe it'll go a little bit smoother, being that I sort of know what I'm doing now. And then go get me a shower and get dressed, and then go fill my belly. So again guys, I hope y'all have a good Thanksgiving, and don't eat too much. So eat enough, but don't make yourself sick. So bring you some leftovers. That'd be the good idea. So but anyway, like I said, hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope I helped somebody out, and we'll get back to y'all in the next one. So as always, y'all be safe. Semper Fi. Guys, just want to add one more part into this, and then I'll get off here. Turn y'all around here. Whenever you put your wheels back on, if you have a dually, make sure, see if I can find it here. Yeah. See if I can zoom in. Yep. Not wanting to do. There we go. See that little green tip? That's my valve stem. So make sure that whenever you put it back on, you put it to where you can access it. Otherwise, you're gonna be screwed whenever you gotta air up your tire, or your inner tire. So make sure that you get that on there. And now we get off here. And I also forgot to mention, guys, if y'all don't mind, y'all hit that like, share, subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you think I could have done anything different to make it easier. So that way next time I do this, maybe to make it a little bit easier for me. And also maybe to help somebody else out that's reading the comments. So like I said, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a professional. I'm just somebody just doing this to try to save money. So, but anyway, again, y'all hit that like, share, subscribe button. I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll get back with y'all on the next one. So as always, again, y'all be safe. Semper Fi.